Good morning, everybody. Welcome
morning.
to the Viking session. My name is Jake Sinna. I'm Vice President of Sales at National Flooring Equipment. And this is Mr. Tom Dunn. Let him introduce himself.
Tom Dunn, Director of Sales for National Flooring Equipment. Appreciate you joining us. If this is your first presentation, welcome. If you're a repeat visitor, appreciate that an awful lot. Thank you.
We also have with us today, oh, there she is. Come here. What are you doing up there, you crazy dog? Come on. This is Lila, the National Border Collie. She's joining us today to talk about the Vikings. So she'll be hanging around, running around, doing what Border Collies do. So, all right, let's talk about the Viking. So we worked with Highways England in conjunction with Highways England to develop the Viking. And the Viking is now the preferred method of bridge and highway maintenance in the UK. Kevin Boudreau is behind the scenes. He's going to post an article about that. I'll let you read through it. But it's a great source of pride for us. So Kevin will let you post that, and our viewers can take a read. So Tom, do you want to start out going through the features of the machine?
I will. We're going to start out with the basic dimensions of the unit. We'll start off with the weight. The weight is 5,700 pounds. The length of the machine is 122.5 inches. Height of the machine, 93.3. The width of the machine is 57.9 inches. The unit is powered by a Kubota turbo diesel, 49.5 horsepower, and it's fueled by an 18-gallon tank. That's the real basics of it. We'll get into some safety features now.
Sure.
If you want me to touch base on that.
Yeah, why don't we talk about why this is the preferred method in England and why it's going to be the preferred method elsewhere.
That's fantastic.
So what problems does this solve that the existing methods don't?
They're taking the same type of job to be done by using the Viking versus a backhoe. When we were in the United Kingdom, the backhoe the workspace was probably 12 feet wide by 60 to 70 feet in length. It's your basic backhoe. We might even say it's something like used for digging foundations. With a smooth bucket, it would reach out, scrape the rubber membrane, and pull it back. Those machines weigh up to 15 to 20 tons. And tons, yeah. So 60,000 pounds versus 5,700.
What does that do to a bridge? That can't be good for it.
That's just it. Those machines, they use it. That's how they were doing it, but it was causing severe damage to the undercarriage or the substructure of the bridge. Just increasing downtime on the bridge. You got to keep traffic. We understand over in the United Kingdom they probably have bridges that are older than the United States, but still,
yeah, good point.
that was their method. So we're awfully proud to be spec'd in with the Viking. Here in the United States, we were on a job site in July, and a local contractor in Minnesota was gracious enough to give us half the bridge. We did one Viking, and we did an area of about, it had to have been right around 40,000 square feet. Took us real-time work, day and a half, so let's just say 2 days. That was our first demo, a lot of practice with blades and different things. The other half of the bridge was done by 2 milling machines, upwards to 4 tons, 5 tons each. They were using 2 of them. And when we walked to that side of the bridge, it was amazing. You remember how the bridge was, you could feel it jumping up and down. And it was causing pieces of concrete from the underside to fall down. They had the street blocked off, so that was okay, but very, very dangerous.
I remember the labor involved, too, in those milling machines. It took, 3 people to operate, right? One person underneath,
yes,
spraying the drum or whatever,
mm-hmm.
One operator, and then somebody on a dump truck in front or behind the machine, and then someone running a backhoe, too, to do cleanup.
Yes.
So that's a lot of labor costs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you have a milling machine. Just for kicks, I looked up the price of a well-used one, and it was about $290,000.
That's well-used.
Yes, yeah, well-used. Otherwise, brand new, they're going to be probably close to $500,000. Like Jake said, those are supported by just 3 other workers and another worker to operate the dump truck and remove the product.
So those milling machines, it takes the coating off, right? But it also takes off a good portion of the bridge deck, right? How much does this take off?
Yeah, indeed. The milling machine was taking off the same product that we were scraping up. Probably you've seen videos of it. The milling machine took that up, as well as about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of the actual bridge deck.
So you're degrading the bridge.
You're degrading the bridge, absolutely. And over a period of time, a long time, albeit, they're going to have to replace that entire deck. The Viking,
scary, if you think about it.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
really is.
You're taking away actual structure. The Viking, we didn't take up any of the original bridge deck. We scraped it right down to the original the bridge deck. So also on the job site, there was an engineer from Minnesota Department of Transportation. She made a comment. This went by her as we were scraping the product. She says, "I can't even feel the bridge deck move. I don't sense there's any damage being done anywhere. This really should be the preferred method of coating removal off a deck." We talk a lot about bridge coating removal. When we did that in July, it was an epoxy, I'm not going to say gravel, but an epoxy grit. It was a very difficult removal. No problem on this.
I remember
Yes,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We had a bit of fun though on that bridge.
We had a lot of fun on that bridge for sure.
It was great.
So today what we're going to do is, behind me, we have a rubber coating, which is a commonly practiced method of coating a bridge. It cures and then they can go over it with blacktop or asphalt. But when we do this, please know, we ground the whole surface, we put it down. It's been curing for a month or so at least. So you're going to see the Viking in action in a little bit, peeling up that rubber coating, which in turn is going to lead me to maybe talk about some tooling or?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, after the rubber coating, we're going to have a bit of fun with some hardwood floor, and we got a little bit of ceramic left, right?
yeah, absolutely. We want to
show the power of the
we want to
machine.
show the Viking in action on the rubber membrane, but when we're done with that, we're going to switch out blades, and I can explain that a little bit. We're going to take up a little bit of ceramic tile. We're going to do some VCT, commonly found in Walmart, Targets. We all know it. And then there's some hardwood flooring that's going to be taken up, and maybe some of you have used our riders. You're going to see what this thing can do to it. Not saying that's where you're going to buy it for, but it's you can use it for a lot of different applications in removal.
I mean, if I was doing big Walmart stores and I could take diesel inside, I'm sorry. Just
Yeah.
seeing this thing in action, that'd be the
This is a stage 4 diesel motor, so it's currently the cleanest burning diesel motor you can put into any of the machines. So must be careful if it's inside, but a lot of these places clear out completely to get rehabbed. This will do a Walmart. Well, you'll see it in a little bit. So let's talk a bit about tooling.
Why do these have wings on it? I've seen that on carpet blades before, right? But why?
Absolutely. So wing blades, self-scoring blades, we use this for carpet on our walk-behind scrapers, our ride-on scrapers. They do an amazing job. This group of blades has been specifically designed for the Viking. The wings come up at different angles. They're a little bit taller typically.
Yeah.
This morning, I'm going to be using this blade, 19.5 inch self-scoring blade. You'll see it in the product here. We have a flat 19-inch blade if you have to go back for a possible re-scrape, or if you're doing thin set or any other removal. Great blade to have.
How do you sharpen these? A hand chisel? What's the best way to do it? Green wheel, right?
Not so much on a green wheel, but using these on the surface when we were doing that at Robert Street Bridge, they were almost self-sharpening. It was the ground was so coarse. But if you do need to sharpen, you can do it probably the smartest way in the blade holder, lift it up, take a handheld grinder, and put an edge on it.
Cool.
I can tell you from experience on that bridge deck, there was never once that we needed to sharpen a blade at all.
That's right.
Yeah. They wear out because you've got 5,700 pound machine putting weight on that. So
remember how hot they got too? We were
you could actually see the epoxy bubbling because of the heat of the blade. So that's a good point. They do get hot. Be careful. You're always going to want to wear gloves anytime you're dealing with blades like this. They're big, they're thick, they're very razor sharp, so be very, very careful. Here I'm just showing an example. We used this blade for some demos earlier in the week. There's the blade holder with the blade attached. Just a little thought. Impact wrench easily removes those bolts. It just makes a really, really quick change of blades when needed. what type
Smart.
of impact wrench tool of your choice.
You can keep that right in the cab. There's plenty of space.
Absolutely, yeah. We've kept it right in the cab since Robert Street. We have our kit in there. It's always with us. A little further over here, just additional blades. Some are saying, wow, 6-inch blade on such a big machine. It might be. You might have that time that it's a difficult removal, or on the expansion joints on the bridge, we use the 6-inch blade a lot because the bridge kind of dipped down to that, so we were able to get into there with this. So fantastic. Or put a 6-inch in all 3 blade holders, run it that way. It's an option. So those are some of the tooling. Please get on the chat line if you have any questions about it. And if you even have thoughts on tooling for the Viking, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to move this out of the way.
Do you want to go inside or outside? What do you want to do?
Well, we're going to open the door. We're going to talk about the cab itself and some of the safety features. So,
Good girl.
all right, inside the cab, a lot of safety features. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to jump in and I can point them out. There's an above a dome light.
Cool.
It'll light it up so we can take a peek.
I'll get out your way and go for it.
All right, safety features. That's the most important thing that we need to concentrate on. You have to have a job site that's safe. We mentioned earlier the tool they used on the bridge deck in the United Kingdom, 10, 12 feet wide, 60 feet long. I gave you the dimensions of this. It makes for a smaller unit on the bridge, easy to move around. It's just more safe. Safety features with regards to the cab of the Viking. Start pretty simply. Getting in, there's a nice corrugated footstep handle. It allows for easy in and out. The seat itself, air ride. Someone tiny as me likes that, keeps me comfortable. When you're getting in and out, this right handle folds up, allows you easy access to the seat. There's a hand. Come on, Lily. All right. The machine itself, well, let me keep going on the cab. I have a rear view camera, which is active 24 hours. It's just always running. You always have a good view behind you. The camera is mounted on the back hood. My control panel here has the emergency switch if I need to kill the unit. Just turn it, reactivates. On board, our control panel for safety. If it's raining, this can be used in the rain, snow, sunshine. We have a wiper. There's wiper fluid with this, of course, allows a clear view. In the cab, I don't know that you see it very well. The angled piece here, that's all a window. This gives me direct sight line to my blade holder, my deflector plate. I have full vision of what I'm removing. Again, on the control panel, hot, cold, air conditioning, defrost.
Is that nice? Wow.
Say again?
The AC, that's nice.
The AC is really nice. That Robert Street Bridge was about 95 degrees on that deck. Having that AC was lovely. We were all arguing with each other who gets to get in the cab and cool down.
There's also the application for rubber on runways. Runways get hot. They get very, very warm.
Absolutely.
So having that AC is huge.
Absolutely. So this unit will not operate. I can start the motor at any time, but the hydraulics will not work unless you take the following steps. We won't do it right away until we operate, but the door must be shut. The second that latch is thrown, the vehicle stops immediately. The seatbelt must be engaged. That's 2 steps. Steps 3, on each side of the cutting head and deflector plate, you probably can see it's a yellow housing. There's another kill switch, much like this one here. Why that's important when we're on the job site, and we did this at on the Robert Street Bridge. As an operator, I would come up and want to change out blades. Jake could be out in front. He hits that, kills the machine. It's safety. I don't want to run Jake over. He doesn't want to be run over.
Well, not most days you don't want to run me over.
Most days. So that's just another safety feature that's critical. Again, safety being primary objective here. As we keep going, we're going to talk a bit about lights. You'll see this in our demonstration, but it's critical. There's sets of lights on the cab, the outside of the cab. There's a red curtain that goes around, and if I turned it on, you probably wouldn't see it. You'll see it better when I'm doing the demo. So there's a red curtain on left, right, front, and then back there's a blue light that projects down. It's a big blue arrow, so people know it's where this machine's at. They could be coming around a dumpster, any other piece of equipment. They can see that. Again, safety, critical. There's two beacons on top. There's a yellow-orange one, and when the key is turned on, you can maybe see the red curtain, the light starts flashing. That only indicates that the key has been turned. My machine is not running and not able to go forward or reverse. Once all the safety features are met to engage the hydraulics, the green light's going to start flashing. That means an operator's in the seat, he's taken all the steps to assure safety, and he's ready to operate. This is great on the bridge. This bridge that we worked on was 500-600 feet long. The superintendent can look down, see that green light. He knows the machine's either active or about to be. It's critical. These are some of the steps that were required for the United Kingdom as well as the United States. Safety. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Let's talk one more thing about cabs. This cab. It's got two certification, ROPS and FOPS, rollover protection and falling object protection. This isn't something that we said that's okay with, that'll just handle it. This cab, the first one that was designed, was sent out, and it was ROPed and FOPed. It was dropped, it was rolled over, they dropped things on it, and passed with flying colors. So it keeps your operator very, very safe. So we'll jump back out and probably get going on a demo. That's what we're really here for, right? So
Did you talk about the HEPA filter in the?
no, why don't you speak to that, if you will?
Go for it. You're right there.
Okay.
The air-sealed cab.
Yeah, you know what? Shame on me. The cab is a positive pressure cab, and again, that's
I wouldn't
why
have said positive pressure. That's why you're doing this. I would have said
positive pressure means once this cab door is shut and I engage the fans, there's a HEPA filter on the outside that cleans the air coming into my cab, and so there's no contaminated air coming in, and certainly nothing getting out. Even when you open the door, it will not allow a bunch of contaminated air, and it kind of keeps a wall, if you will. Again, this keeps the operator breathing fresh air. It's a diesel motor. Job sites are dirty.
Yep.
There could be a lot of machinery being used. It keeps the operator intaking clean air, which is important.
That's awesome.
So thank you, Jake. I appreciate you reminding me. So what we're going to do now is just showing an example of going up and down curbs. It's capable of it. We always suggest building your ramp. In this case, we've used some 2x4s, 3, 2, 1. We'll just back it up on there, and you can see the technique we'll use. We're showing off is what we're doing. So,
I didn't even know we were doing that. This gets
surprise.
more and more exciting. It's just great. All right, let's do it.
So we'll do that. I'm going to go through all the steps to engage the hydraulics. We'll get this thing going. So if there's any questions, fire away. Good time to type them in, and you'll be able to hear me yapping away in here. So.
Hey, come here. Come.
There are work lights, halogen front and back, so you can work at nighttime, low light conditions. I'm not going to have these on during the demonstration. It puts a pretty severe glare into the camera. I've engaged my hydraulics. I've engaged the positive pressure cab system, the fans. Get it cranked up a bit. Another feature I have, you can't see it, dark cab, but there is a phone holder. I'm able to make a call here. You can hear me perfectly. I barely hear the motor running being inside this cab because of how it's sealed. So I'm just going to back up on the curb here, or attempt it. I'm looking around, making sure I'm clear. Swinging it around a little. Gonna do that, and then how I prefer to go up on a curb is I'm gonna lower my cutting head, lower my blade pitch, so it's even my vehicle out, and I have a mark inside the cab here. I know when my caster wheels have cleared the 2x4s, so we'll just keep going back. So I'm cleared. I'm up on my deck, safe. I didn't feel any possible way that this was going to tip in any way. So we're going to come back down and we're going to do some fun stuff. I'm going to go to that end and we're going to scrape up some bridge deck. I'm going to use the same method as getting down, and you'll see the blades take up a little bit of the membrane just as I'm doing this, but this helps me stabilize. See, that stabilizes me. I'm going out. I'm looking at my little piece of red tape. I'm feeling like I'm cleared. Lower me down, raise me up. I'm going to continue. I'm going to go down to this other end and we're going to scrape up some bridge deck. I'm going to get in position and certainly not try to run up through the back door here. All right. And away we go, bridge deck removal. Now I've got someone following me here, right? So there it is. You can just see the ease it's removing. I will tell you, what you're never going to be able to see on camera is the swirl marks. All right, we're go all the way here. Just cleared a seam, that's why I kicked it to the side a little. Hey, there it is. All right, so that's bridge deck removal. This was a piece of cake. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take it to the other end. I'm gonna change out blades. We're gonna take a little ceramic up, take some hardwood, and take some VCT. So I think about now, we're gonna do a commercial break. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these announcements.
The development of the Viking was different in the sense that Highways England came to us and said, "This is what we need," and they offered to pay half the development costs. It was an interesting challenge because our scraper technology was what they were looking for, but it was for a different application, which we had never done before. So it took us a while. Product development is never easy. And we finally got the product to the point where they just loved it. And they're very excited about it. It's a great product. I'm very proud of our engineering staff. They did a remarkable job in a tight time frame during the pandemic. I mean, remarkable, absolutely remarkable.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tom did a lovely demonstration of the rubber membrane. Now we're going to do some ceramic tile and hardwood floor. First, we had a couple questions, and I'm sorry you're going to have to read them back to me again.
The first one was, is it the same?
Blade holder. This comes from Brian. The blade holders are specific to the Viking. They are not the same as our ride-on floor scrapers. Great question. Thank you.
The second one was, why did you guys choose the diesel motor and not?
Okay, why did we choose diesel and not propane? Diesel motors tend to be less maintenance than propane. Diesel's easier to find, and diesel's more accepted all over the world. The motor's a little bit less finicky than we find in propane solutions. So diesel all the way. Another great question. Any other questions?
There was mention of a 19-inch blade. Are there some new blade holders, or would we use the 14-inch holder again for both?
You'd use the holder that's specific to the Viking. Do we have one of those blades over here? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah. Here's some examples. Let me know when I'm in the... So you can see how thick that is, right? So that won't fit in your normal blade holder on the ride-on. So you would use the blade holders that are specific to the Viking. So good questions. And these are very sharp. All right, Tom, Dunn, you ready to do some ceramic? I will get out of the way. Let's do it.
All right, I'm just lowering my blade into position. We're using a .187 thick blade, 12 inches. You probably are going to be very common with our carbide tip shanks removing ceramic. The Viking, you don't necessarily need it. I'm going to ease into it because I got a seam right in front of me here. All right, so I'm in position. Give myself some RPMs and try not to hit a seam like yesterday. Here we go. Here's Viking with ceramic tile. And then when I'm doing this, I'm removing both the tile
So
and
you
all
can
the
see
thin
with our
set
patented dual
pretty
lift system, Tom was
handily.
finding that quote-unquote sweet spot, right? So he was dialing in the machine, make sure you have the right blade angle and pitch. That's optimal to remove that tile. Now he's got it dialed in and it's going well.
Maybe try a little steeper pitch. Yeah, so if you have a really substantially sized job and you can get this in, this will do it. We're gonna move on to do some VCT. I'm raising my blade just only because there's a seam there. Back down. We know with VCT, even on our other riders, mostly on our other riders, we want to keep a little steeper pitch. So
On to VCT.
You just kind of roll right on through it. This is wouldn't. Okay. I'm being flagged down. I'm gonna come in another direction. Getting my blade. Yeah, this is going to be a good view. Here we go. So I'm just back and forth motions. Keeping in mind what's behind me. Whoa, now. Make sure my blade's still on. It is. We rocked it up pretty good. And here we go. All right, I think what we're gonna do next is a little bit of hardwood removal. Gonna swing over there. With hardwood removal, I've been saying this a lot over the week, is managing your customers' expectations. So we have all this hardwood down, and what we've done is we've pre-scored it. We have a blade over here, we can show you later, but it has been pre-scored. That's not cheating, this is just simply how you're supposed to do hardwoods. And so let's, we'll get into it here a bit. So there's hardwood removal. Anyone that's been out in the market doing this, they know that this is a bit of a struggle. At least it used to be. So. And I'm having too much fun. I'm gonna save some of this for others, and we are solid. I'm gonna shut down and we can take some questions.
I got it. All right, well, Tom's getting out of the machine. A great question just came in. The question was, can you see the blade while you're operating the machine? The answer is yes. So the line of sight through the window on the bottom lets you see right to the blade and into the work. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I can point to the window right here. So the window here allows your line of sight to go straight down, see the blade, see the work. Good question.
Anyone else chatting us? Hey folks, if you have questions, please keep going through our chat line. You want to ask more specific questions, you can give myself a call. You can call anyone at National Flooring Equipment. We'll be able to answer your questions just fine. So if that's it, we're awfully proud of this machine. Hope you will be too.
Yeah, and just a quick note too. We've got a couple left in stock. They're going fast. After the 2 left in stock, it's about a 14-week, 16-week lead time. So get your orders in.
Yeah.
Please. Be happy to support you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
We'll see you soon.
Great day, everybody. Thank you.